My youngest child is a first grader and I really don't know what to do with myself, but I have figured out what curriculums I am using for him this school year. Hi, I'm Stacey with Kids Learning for Life, and some of these curriculums I've chosen for my first grader are tried and true curriculums that I've been using with all of my kiddos. I currently also have a third and fourth grader this school year, but some of them are going to be brand new to us. So let's see. Let's start with All About Reading for Reading. So I love All About Reading. This is another one of those tried and true. So these are just the books. It comes with a teacher's guide and an activity book for your student. But I absolutely love this. My two older ones, after going through the All About Reading program, can read. My first grader has already gone through level 1 and he's absolutely loving it. So we're just going to keep on moving forward with All About Reading level 2. Along with reading, I want to make sure my first grader is getting in some handwriting, so we're going to be utilizing Handwriting Without Tears grade 1. I have not purchased this yet, I don't have it in hand, but it is on its way. Before we move on, I just want to remind you that you will be able to find links along with curriculum video reviews that Jenny and I have done on many of the different curriculums I'm going to mention. So all of that will be in the description below for you to find. Next up is math, and again, another one of those tried and true methods that we've been using. This is the third grade version, but I utilize primary mathematics with all of my kiddos. We use the standards edition. I don't know why. This is just what I was recommended when my fourth grader was coming into kindergarten, and that's what we started. So that's what I'm working on with my first grader, but he will have 1A. And so this curriculum is broken up into 1A and 1B, so you get one book per semester, which is nice because it makes it not so big and you don't have to worry about, like, this is the workbook. And then they have a textbook that's also another 1A, 1B, so it's nice and small. So these work great. Again, I have no problems with the primary mathematics, so we're just going to keep on using it. Next up is history. Now, for the rest of the subjects, a lot of them are all family style. I really love utilizing family styles in my homeschool, so even my first grader is learning similar things to what my third and fourth grader are when it comes to history and science and any extracurriculars. So what we're utilizing this year is History Quest Early Times. It took me a while to go through a bunch of different history curriculums and finally settle on something that I liked. So my first grader is actually getting this at probably a good time for him, but my other two have done all sorts of different things. They did not do History Quest when they were in first grade, but we're going to be utilizing History Quest. Last year we did start this. We did not finish the entire Ancient Times. A lot of that just was because it was very busy. So I was able to get the audiobook this year, and I'm hoping that by putting the audiobook on, maybe while I'm doing dishes or something, when I'm busy, that was kind of what it came down to, was with the read alouds that we do for English and all sorts of other things that had to be read aloud. This kind of got put on the back shelf. But so my first grader does love this. Clearly, when we do if we do the activity book stuff, I have to modify things for him, but it totally works out just fine. So just know going into this, don't expect your first grader's sample pages to be perfect, but as long as he's hearing that information and getting this an exposure to it, that's really what's important. Once we finish History Quest Early Times, since we started it last year, and especially with the audiobook, I'm expecting to finish it quicker than normal. I'm really considering moving on to Our Island Story, which is a history of England for boys and girls. So Jenny utilized this curriculum with her girls last year, and she loves it. They sounded like they loved it, so I'm really thinking about utilizing that next, and then maybe moving on to History Quest Middle Times. Another thing I want to make sure is in my first graders' curriculum this year is Economics and Government. So we have these Tuttle Twin books, and I'm just going to go ahead and read these out loud to them. I think my oldest has definitely read at most of these. So I would like to read these out loud. I have considered getting the audiobooks for these as well, but these are definitely on my list of just things to read and kind of have fun with. They do have a full curriculum online, I believe, and lesson plans and whatnot, but we're just going to read the books and kind of talk about them on our own. For science, again, another thing that I was kind of all over the place with my older two. So what we are doing this year is we are not utilizing a curriculum at all. I really do like unit studies, so I'm just going to kind of go off of student interest. So if my kiddos have a question and it's something that we can just go on YouTube and search the answer real quick, we're going to do that. If it's going to be something that's a little bit more that we can do some activities with, then I can plan those as we go. I don't have a super big plan, but it's just going to be as they ask questions, we're going to answer them and kind of move forward in that fashion. Now, not utilizing a curriculum kind of terrifies me. So I do have a few things that are kind of in my back pocket, so to speak. But we have Kiwi crates to start out with. Now, I don't buy Kiwi crates by the monthly subscription. I always just kind of pick the ones I want and then get them all shipped at once. And then I have, you know, again, some things in my closet that I can pull out and use whenever I want. So we're going to be utilizing some of these this year. And then I also got the Crunch Labs boxes. This is the subscription because that was the only option. This is a brand new box, and this is by the YouTuber Mark Rober. So it covers all sorts of engineering topics. It's supposed to be really, really fun. We just got this. I can't wait to open it up and try it. Let me know in the comments if you want a review of how it works with my first grader, because it does say for ages 8 and up. So but we went ahead and got all of the boys a subscription. And so I'm hoping it works well for my first grader as well. The other thing that I have in my back pocket for science, but actually for all subjects, is our very own curriculum, which are film unit studies. So these Jenny and I created this year. They are brand new. You can get them from our website, but what they are is you watch a film. So for this one, it would be Mary Poppins. And then we provide you with a bunch of different activities. So for English language arts, you're going to be learning about adjectives, and then you're going to be writing your own letter to a nanny. And then you're going to be learning about the suffragettes because of history and Mrs. Banks. So everything in here relates to the film. So you've got English, history, science, math, the arts, and then even our own special topic called movie magic, which kind of takes you behind the scenes to do some fun stuff. So each purchase comes with your teacher's guide and your student pages, but my main goal is if my kiddos are sick and they have to watch a movie one day, maybe we'll watch one of these that I have a curriculum for, and then once they're not sick anymore, we can start doing these. And so that way it's kind of like a win-win where you get to watch a movie, but then we're going to learn about it afterwards. So you can definitely check these out. There'll be a link in the description below. I think my first grader is totally enjoying the activities we have done so far. So we're going to keep these in our back pocket for some extra science if we need it. Next up for piano, my first grader is really enjoying the Simply Piano app. So we have a piano, and the Simply Piano app, it kind of becomes a music teacher for us. So the Simply Piano app, it teaches my kiddos lessons, and then it listens to my kid playing on the keyboard and can tell them if they're playing the right note or not. So again, it's not perfect technology, but it's really darn good for what it does. And it's great because it's something that they can kind of do and do the lessons. Last year, when my first grader was a kindergartner, I did have my mother-in-law or myself come sit down and kind of help watch him do the lessons so that he didn't move too quickly through them. And then he had to go and practice whatever songs came up and just repeat those over and over again. So for my first grader this year, I don't think he's going to need somebody to be right next to him, but he's definitely going to need me just to kind of keep an eye on how many lessons he's completing and making sure that he's not trying to move forward through the program too quickly. Lastly, we are incorporating foreign language. Now, I wish I would have known about Homeschool Spanish Academy when my older two were in first grade, but didn't know about it. So my first grader, he's learning from all of the mistakes we made for the older two. And he's getting a lot more because I'm learning so much more every single year. So this year we are utilizing Homeschool Spanish Academy. Last year we used it, and in kindergarten he was kind of on the fence on whether he liked it or not. So we ended up switching teachers a few times, and we finally found a teacher that he really liked and got him excited to go to his lessons. So we are going to continue with Homeschool Spanish Academy as long as he's still enjoying the lessons, and that is how he's going to do his foreign languages here. Oh, one more thing is that Homeschool Spanish Academy's teachers are all fluent in Spanish. They're all native Spanish speakers, and then they all have to have certain English level abilities as well. So that has been super awesome because my kiddos come on and they can actually speak Spanish to my children, which that was my biggest conflict when I was teaching it, is they would ask me how to say something, and I really didn't know how to say a whole sentence in the correct verbiage and everything. So it's just really nice that they're hearing somebody speaking full Spanish to them in certain sentences, and they're actually starting to be able to reply back for, simple questions. And the last program they're going to be doing is typing. So we utilize Typing Club. It's very simple, it's free, and it's something that I just have the kids do on their own. It's some of the independent work, and they can just move through the lessons, and it just lets me know that they know how to use a computer and they're starting to learn where the letters are. It's nothing that I put a lot of stock in, but it's just another thing that they get to do while I'm working with somebody else. If you want to check out our film unit studies curriculum, you can check out this video right here, and it'll give you all the details you need to know about it and how to get it. It's super fun, and it's great to just stick in your back pocket for those sick or rainy days. See you next time, and happy homeschooling.